Hello, this is Kathy Beatty with Divorce Support Anonymous. I want to talk today about the question, how do I know if divorce is the right decision? This is a difficult question about a very difficult journey that you may possibly be taking. So I want to give you a little bit of guidance, but ultimately I want you to know that this is your decision. It's not the decision based on the expectations of others. It's not the expectations of your community or your parents or your other family members. This is yours and yours alone. You are the one who has to decide this. But you're not alone because you can pray about it. Because marriage is a spiritual bond, divorce should also be a spiritual matter. Have you prayed about it? What can happen is if we pray about it, we can get the clarity that we need to make the right decision. Although difficult, it's the right decision. So I would certainly, and I know there's a lot of shame involved in divorce and even considering divorce. And so we may easily shun God and run away from God, but I would encourage you to run to God on this question because it is so very important for you. So after you have prayed about it, I want you to define what are the issues of the marriage. I want you to be able to articulate them, to write them out. There may be words that you haven't considered before when you think of your marriage and defining it. One may be indifference. If you have lived with indifference for any length of time, that is your spouse abandoning the marriage. If he or she has been indifferent toward you, that is in fact an abandoning of the marriage. So it's really helpful for you to define and articulate. And if you need help with this, then certainly you can contact me, you can speak with your pastor, you can speak with your therapist, but get that definition that you need to clarify what's going on and what are the issues of the marriage. Have you sought counseling? And if your spouse is not willing to go, have you sought counseling for you? Because you need help working through this. Once you make the decision, then I would give you other instructions and other guidance. But in making the decision, you need counseling. You need someone to walk through this with you. Because living the back and forth, I'm going to get a divorce, I'm not going to get a divorce, I'm going to get a divorce, I'm not going to, that's really difficult. And it's much easier once you have made that decision. You'll know how to proceed. But in the meantime, not knowing if you should make it or not is a torturous limbo all in its own. So next I would ask, are you seeking counseling? But is there any hope for this marriage? And the hope for the marriage is not based on what's best for the kids. It's based on what's best for this marriage, for you and for your spouse. The problem that people run into is they will bring their children into the equation. And I appreciate those of you who will stay married for the children, but I'm not sure the damage that's actually done during that stay is worth it. So that's another issue that you need to work out, speak out, because you don't know how your children will react. Now, there are ways that I can help you deal with that, but right now you're just making the decision. So I want to stay on this. Is there any hope for this marriage? We have to discover that. And then we have to go to, can you continue to live like this? And some of the situations that I hear from many of you, I don't know how you've stayed this long. It's difficult. It's really difficult. And we stay for a variety of reasons. We stay out of shame because we are ashamed of the thought of having to go through divorce, put our children through this, put our family through this. Or we stay because we have those rigid religious rules that we think confine us and don't give us choices, which I would really love to talk to you about that, because I want you to know that God cares more for you than he does the covenant of marriage. He highly honors that covenant, but he highly cherishes you. So please, please be praying about this and asking yourself the question, can I live like this? Can I live like this? So have you sought counseling? Is there hope for this marriage? Is this just a bad season that you're going through? Or is this something that is broken and dead? And now it's just a matter of the dead carcass needs to be buried. And can you continue to live like this? This is a tough decision, and it's tormenting until you make the final decision. And it's not easy then, but at least it's clearer and cleaner. And many times during this decision, there'll be that back and forth. You'll go back and you'll reconnect and try to make the marriage work, then it'll fall apart. It's so messy. It's so messy. There's no clean way to do it. But I want you to know this is ultimately your decision. There are ramifications because of this decision, but there may also be survival for you if you're in a very difficult and dead marriage. Connect with me. Let me know if I can be of help. Kathy Beatty, Divorce Support Anonymous.